Hi guys! Today what I'm going to do for you is this stage makeup look, a tutorial. I was going to do a voiceover, but I decided to do a talk through tutorial just because I felt like I had a lot to say about each step, so I wanted to make sure to get it all in. Our first dance competition is this weekend, and I'm so excited to get started and get the season going. So this is for all of you that maybe haven't worn makeup or are just starting to do your own makeup, or maybe for you moms who are like, I don't know anything about stage makeup at all. This is for you. This is just some tips and some tricks and the things that I do to get a good stage look. You need to have some sort of color on your face besides just powder and foundation. And then also make sure that you use some sort of setting spray. You can find cheap setting sprays at the drugstore. It's really going to help the longevity of your makeup and help you to not be shiny and just help things to stay in place, because I know, you know, we can be at a dance competition for 13 hours, no problem with makeup on. So just make sure that you get in, you know, invest in a setting spray. It's really going to help you out, and you won't have to touch up as often or as much. So this is the kind of classic stage makeup look that we are going for. And to find out how to achieve this look, keep on watching. I look a little scary. The first thing I'm gonna do is we're gonna do it in 4 parts. We're gonna do complexion, cheeks, eyes, and lips. And then during the eyes, I'm gonna talk about false eyelashes. So to start, I'm gonna prime my face using this BB cream. You can use any BB cream or primer that you feel works best. This is just one that I really like. So I'm gonna apply that first all over my face. I'm gonna, just for some extra protection against like sweat and things, and the lights shining on you on stage and everything, I'm just gonna apply this NYX Matte Finish long-lasting setting spray. I'm going to apply it before I apply my foundation and also after I apply my foundation. So my next step is foundation, so I'm going to apply this. I'm just going to mist it on my face, let it dry, and then I'm going to go for my foundation. I'm using the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Liquid Makeup foundation. I've really been liking it, and here's my ever so trusty Sigma F80 brush. And I'm just going to start by just dotting it all over my face. If you are someone who is young and doesn't need a foundation or doesn't have any blemishes to cover up or anything like that, you do not have to do this step at all. You could probably just use some powder so that you don't get shiny, and call that good. Make sure it's blended all down your neck. That line, girl, nobody looks good with that line down their face. Make sure your foundation's blended all the way down. Okay, I'm going to let that dry for a second, and then I'm going to go in with, this is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Waterproof Concealer. I'm using a waterproof concealer because, again, sweat, lights, all of that, having to wear this makeup all day long at a dance competition, you want it to stay in place. So I'm using this waterproof under eye concealer, and I'm just going to apply it in a V motion under my eye, bringing it kind of down by my nose and then back up this way, and I'm just dabbing it, and then I'll blend it in with my stippling brush, and I'm just gonna dot that, press that into the skin. Okay, next I'm gonna do powder, and I'm using this NYX Stay Matte But Not Flat powder foundation, and this is just a really good matte finish. Okay, no more shine. And then throughout the day, if you start to get shiny, don't use a sponge to wipe your face at all. That will just wipe makeup and smear it. You want to use the brush that you use to apply the powder and just dab on your face wherever you're shiny. Like I normally get shiny here on my forehead and here on my chin and on like the sides of my nose. So you just want to take whatever brush you use to apply your powder and just dab it in the places that are shiny. Okay. Next is bronzer, and this is something that I think everyone should probably do before they apply their blush. So what we want to do is create a natural looking skin underneath those light, bright white stage lights. So I'm using just, this is a, I don't even know, this is the Rimmel Natural Bronzer. It's waterproof bronzing powder, and I think it was like maybe $5 at the drugstore. So what I'm going to do is I'm using an angled blush brush, and I like to kind of squeeze it to make it more of a line. And I'm just going to start kind of like at the top of my ear, and I just imagine that line from my ear to the corner of my lip, and I'm just going to take and really concentrate going up toward my ear right here. You want it to be, you know, right at your cheekbone. I'm not going to bring it all the way down to my lip. I want it to stay like from my eye over. Kind of bringing it up this way. I don't want to bring it down. We want to create that line there to give the cheekbone some definition. The point of the bronzer, again, is to make sure that your skin is not washed out completely on stage, because sometimes when we do like a foundation or a powder and we only do foundation or powder and then blush, just blush, it can make you look kind of clownish. Do you know what I mean? Like your skin kind of looks chalky, and then with that, just that blush on, it just is very striking. Not in a good way though. We want to make the complexion look more natural, and so using a bronzer and bronzing your face before you do the blush is going to really help achieve like a sun-kissed, nice, smooth complexion underneath those really white stage lights. Again, just I do on the cheekbones, a little bit on the hairline, and a little bit on the neck, just to blend everything down. I'm just taking my brush and blending down this way. Okay, moving on to blush. Now this is really important. Because too much can make you look like a clown, and not enough, you're not going to show up on stage. So it's like a fine line. My theory is start light. You can always apply more, but you can't take it away. So what I'm going to do is I have this IT Cosmetics Radiance palette. This right here. And then I'm going to take my brush. Since I've already bronzed, I don't have to take my blush all the way up my cheekbone. I think sometimes that looks a little stripy and clownish if we don't get it blended correctly. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a little bit of this blush on my brush and tap it off, and then I'm going to like do this ridiculous smile and only apply it to the apples of my cheeks, and do like maybe 2 or 3 strokes up my cheekbone to blend it up. I'm just going like in circular motions on my cheekbone and then just blending it. So now I'm just taking my bronzer brush and I'm just making sure that everything is blended out nicely. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a highlight, which you can use sometimes, I mean, if you don't have a highlighting powder specifically for highlighting, you can use like a bright kind of shimmery eyeshadow if you don't have anything else. But I just have this Wet n Wild Color Icon. This is a bronzer, but it's just a really, really light colored bronzer. I really like it as a highlight. I'm just going to take it, I'm going to brush it on the tops of my cheekbones so that we have a nice shimmer on our face, under my eyes, brighten up those circles, down the bridge of my nose, on my forehead, my Cupid's bow, and my chin. Okay, cheeks, done. Next is eyes. And first and foremost, you know, I'm going to recommend that you prime your eyes. You can use, there's an e.l.f. primer out there that's really cheap. Anything, any eye primer will work. But you need to prime your eyes since you're going to be wearing eyeshadow all day long and false lashes. Okay, so first I'm going to just apply this Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion on both of my eyes. Okay, then I'm going to use this Maybelline The Nudes palette. I recommend using a nude eyeshadow, like a brown any shade, all shades of brown, I feel like are very neutral across the board, is going to match everything, is going to give you a nice eye look without being too dark and without being too light. Like, it's just going to be a good universal flattering color on everyone. So that's what I recommend. This palette is wonderful. It's got all sorts of different shades of nudes in it, which I really like. I don't know if you can see that. So that's the palette I'm going to use. Bought it at the drugstore for like, I think it was like $12. So our goal when doing the eyes on stage is to make them look larger and more open. We don't want to create any shadows on our face at all. And we don't want to make our eye look so dark that we can't see it. And I'm just going to start with a light. I recommend that you start with the lightest shade that you're going to use and work toward the darkest so you get a nice blended effect. Again, you don't have to do anything this fancy. This is just the steps that you could take, but you don't have to do all of these steps. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with, I don't know if you can see that, I'm going to start with this shade right here, and I'm just going to apply it in my upper crease like this, windshield wiper motions back and forth. Like that. Okay, so that's the lightest color I'm going to use. I'm also just going to take another blending brush, a little bit of a bigger one, and I'm going to continue to blend that because I do not want any harsh lines at all. I just want it to seamlessly fade up. So again, that's not something you have to do, that's just my preference. Okay, next, I'm going to take a little bit of a smaller brush, and it's flat. This is just a flat brush, and I'm going to take this darker color that's right next to the lighter one that I used. I'm going to take this darker color, and it's like a dark brownish gray color, and I'm going to apply that and really pack it in my outer corner. Okay, now I'm taking my blending brush and just gonna lightly circular motions, make sure that's nice and blended. Then using the same brush, I'm gonna take, down here there's this like pretty taupe brown color. I'm gonna apply that all over my lid. Okay, now it's very important that you apply eyeshadow above your eyelid. You don't want to just apply dark eyeshadow onto your eyelid. It's going to actually make your eyes look squintier and smaller. So I've taken and, you know, I've brought my eyeshadow up about halfway between when my eye is open, like where my eyelashes hit. I bring it all the way up there so that when my eyes are open, you can still see a little bit of color. Because sometimes when you just apply eyeshadow on the lid, when your eye is open, you can't see the color, and it makes your eyes look smaller. So it's important to bring it all the way up where your eyelashes hit when your eyes are open. Okay, next I'm going to take and apply just a lighter, I'm not sure which one I want to use, highlight color. I'm going to try this one. That one wasn't quite light enough for me, so I'm going to try this one right here. That's a little better. I'm also going to apply it in my inner corner. Okay, next I'm going to do my eyebrows. I have this Maybelline New York Define-A-Brow, and it's very, very small. It's good to do eyebrows with. But I also have this Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz pencil, which is like my new favorite thing in the whole wide world. I'm obsessed with it. It's in dark brown. You can also use, if you're a blonde or somebody that has very light eyebrows, you can just use a light brown eyeshadow and a brush, and just wherever, you know, where your natural eyebrow is, just take that brush with a little bit of eyeshadow on it and just brush over it, and it will color it in and just give you a little bit of definition. I highly recommend, no matter what color your eyebrows are, you need to fill them in for on stage. No, you're gonna look like you have these really dark eyes with these lashes and liner and then no eyebrows. It's gonna look like you have no eyebrows. So highly recommend, highly suggest that if no matter what color your hair is, you need to fill in your eyebrows in some way. So this is the Define a Brow pencil, and I'm just going to use that to do mine. And then the next step is eyeliner. I have this NYC eyeliner liquid, and it's like a, if I can get it open, just like a brush. And what I'm going to do is, we want to make sure that our eyeliner, that you wear eyeliner if you're going to wear fake eyelashes. You need to give your eyelashes something to kind of cling to, and also like for yourself, a guideline of where your fake eyelashes should go. So what I'm gonna do is, and you don't have to draw a wing or anything fancy, but I'm just gonna do a little bit of a wing to kind of follow where I've gotten my V on my eyeshadow, and then that gives me a guideline for where my fake eyelashes are gonna go. So what I like to do with this brush is I start in the middle of my eye, and I make sure that the brush is flat against my eye. Don't try and do it this way. Make sure it's flat against your eye, and I'm gonna go right at the base of my eyelashes, and I just draw a straight line. Having the brush flat, you're able to use the entire length of that to draw. So you don't actually have to draw as much as you would if you're just using the tip, if that makes any sense. It's just the easiest way for me to do it. Okay, so once you have your like guideline on, I'm gonna go back and make it a little bit thicker. Okay, so that's done. I'm gonna let that dry. While that's drying, I am going to take my angled brush, and I'm gonna use the same dark eyeshadow that I put in my crease underneath my eye. Again, I'm not a person that likes to wear eyeliner under my eye. I feel like it makes my eyes look squintier and smaller. So I'm just gonna take this, and I like to I'm just gonna apply it on my lower lash line, over to where, not all the way over, but over to where I applied my highlight. And then just to make it a little bit darker on the very outer corner and really give my eye that like almond shape, I'm gonna go in with black eyeshadow, and I'm just gonna apply it to the very outer edge. False eyelashes should be the last thing that you do after everything else is done on your eyes. So I'm gonna apply this mascara, and then I'm gonna apply my false lashes. And again, you don't have to do like full coverage mascara. I'm just gonna do like one quick coat on the top just to give my eyelashes a little bit of something. Now for everyone's favorite part. These are, I'm not sure what brand these are, but gosh, the lights, I'm so sorry. These are just like demi black, a little bit of length on them and a little bit of volume, but not anything crazy. So each lash has like a smaller, shorter edge and then a longer edge. The smaller, shorter edge goes on the inner corner of your eye. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my glue, and I'm just gonna apply it along the very edge of the eyelashes. And you want to sit for maybe 30 seconds and let it get a little tacky. You don't want to put it on when it's completely wet. I'm going to take, and you want to apply in the middle first. right up against your lash line. And then once it's in place in the middle, then you can take and dab the edges down with your finger. So this eye has the lashes and this eye doesn't, and it's not a ginormous difference, but it does help, you know, draw the eye up and make it look a little bit larger, I feel like. So you want, ideally what you want is for this longer corner to be on the very edge of your eye. So you can kind of measure where it's going to go that way. And then as the glue is still tacky, I like to just kind of press up at the base a little bit so they're not just sticking straight out and like in your face all the time. And then just to kind of blend the two together, my real lashes and my fake lashes, I'm going to put one very light coat of mascara. Okay, now that my eyes are done, it's time for lips. Yay! I love lips. I couldn't find, I had like the actual lip colors that our dance company is using, but I couldn't find them, so I just got this red that I used for theater over the summer. So this is called Rosetto. It's a Rimmel color. And you can use a lip liner. I don't. That's just personal preference. You absolutely, if you feel like you want to use a lip liner, do it. But I'm not going to. Oh, I forgot to say, I have a little bit of like powder from when I applied my foundation on my lips. Don't wipe it off. It'll help. Oh, I look crazy. It'll help your lipstick stick onto your lips. There's my lips. I don't recommend using a lip gloss. It's messy. It's gonna get everywhere while you're on stage, on your teeth, on your everything. So don't recommend a gloss. Use a lipstick for sure. And the final finishing touches, I'm gonna use my NYX Matte Finish setting spray. Again, I used it under my foundation to really help set my foundation. But now that everything's finished, I'm gonna use it again. This is just gonna help my makeup to stay in place since I'm gonna be wearing it all day. And it's gonna help you stay matte and not get shiny. Just gonna lightly mist all over my face. Let that dry. So this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Like this video if you found it helpful. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'm gonna post a link to this video on Facebook. Share it so those of us who go to dance competitions and have need for stage makeup can watch and hopefully get some good tips and tricks on how to do things. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.